Hey guys, Justin on Cars here and welcome back to the channel guys. Look at what I have here behind me today. This is the Nissan Navara guys. But before we get into this video, remember to like, subscribe and share. I'm not using my tripod at this moment because there's no space here. You can see there's no space, people walking around. But remember to like, subscribe and share with your friends guys, and hit that notification bell for notifications on new uploads. Let's go through this car together and show you what this Navara has to offer. This is the Nissan Navara 2.5 DDTi LE double cab, and no guys, they don't come with these Inception XT wheels. They actually do come with 18-inch alloy wheels as standard. This is also an 18-inch, but this is now an upgrade that Nissan Tiger Valley actually did. Thank you very much Nissan Tiger Valley for sponsoring this vehicle so we can actually review it for you guys today. But this is about a 45,000 Rand add-on, and yeah, it's an expensive add-on, but it looks dope. I mean, just have a look at how awesome that looks on this Bakkie. This really makes this Bakkie look like a Bakkie. And also you can see the side steps over there. This car has been used about 8,000 Ks on the clock, but I just want to show you what this car offers at a 780,000 Rand price point. You can actually have the 4.2 at about 700,000 Rand, and then you have this one over here, which is the 4x4 for about 781. And this is what you get standard except for the wheels at the end of the day. So yes, you get these LED lights and obviously these stripes. The stripe is not a standard on the vehicle. This look is exactly what you get as a standard on this car. So it doesn't have the nudge bar. You can actually put a nudge bar in front as well. We'll go through the back. This is for your adaptive cruise control. This one doesn't have adaptive cruise control. You only get that on the Plus upwards. This one has a reverse camera. We'll go to the reverse camera just now. So if you want to compare this to the Toyota Hilux and also the Ford Ranger and all the other Bakkies, press pause now and you'll see the different specs that you get with this price point of 781,000 Rand. It doesn't have the full 360 surround view that you will only get on the Plus. One thing that it does have, let me just quickly show you. I've got the key here in my pocket. Here's the key over here. It does have the keyless entry. So as soon as I press there, the vehicle will lock and your mirrors will also pull in. And then obviously if I press it again, one beep is a lock, two beeps is an unlock. And look at the side step over here. This one does have a little ding there. Oopsie, but I know for a fact that they will fix that before the vehicle has to go out. We'll have a look at the inside as well just now. You also get an 80-litre fuel tank. So with this one, I know the 4.2 is about 8.1 litres per 100 kilometers. So you'll get almost 1,000 kilometers range. I think 988 kilometers range on the vehicle. And then also at the back over here, you also see this one does not have the tow bar as yet, but you can spec it with the tow bar. There you get your spare wheel at the bottom over there, and you can also have a black stripe going all the way through, which is also an option extra just to give it a little bit more of a rugged 4x4 feel to it. So there's a reverse camera over there. Let's open up at the back here. You can see there's quite a lot of space. Now I'm actually echoing because it's open. The tonneau cover is also an option extra. There is a socket over there for charging, but it's quite a nice big boot. The LE also allows you to load just over 1,000 kg, so 1,003 kilograms, where the SE, the spec just below this one, only allows 981 kgs, I think, at the end of the day. But it's a beautiful Bakkie. Just look at it from a distance. Look at how beautiful this Bakkie is. It's really a phenomenal looking Bakkie. it's like that in between, you know. It's got that presence of, it's a road vehicle, but it does have that 4x4 presence to it, especially with these wheels. I definitely have to say it looks quite funky. Like, the more you look at this Bakkie, that's what I'm saying, it's so underrated, this Bakkie. The more you look at it, the more it looks more aggressive and more like a Bakkie look at the end of the day. But look at it from here, guys. Hey, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you think about the Navara Bakkie. Look at how nice it looks with this wheel. That wheel just looks proper. Absolutely love it. And especially look at the background over here by the coast. It just fits in properly. It would have been nice if this was on the beach. Let's quickly have a look at the engine. Oh, I must just press here first. There we go. Where do I open up for the engine bay? Over here. We'll have a look at the inside just now, guys. Let's just see how the engine works. So there's the lever over here. This is very heavy, guys. I'm not gonna actually put it in. You can see this Bakkie has been used. It's got some dust over here, but it's a 2.5 4-cylinder engine, turbocharged diesel, of course, with 140 kilowatts and 450 newton meters of torque. I mean, that's more than enough. You'll see now when we take it out for a drive what the power delivery feels like and how this Bakkie drives on the road. But it's nice and clean, very tight in here, eh? Very, very tight. One thing I do like about the Nissan Navara is that you do not get anything else than the 2.5 DDTi. I saw online that you also get the petrol version, but it seems like here you only get the diesel. So no 3 liter, 2 liter, 2 liter bi-turbo, anything like that. You get the 2.5 DDTi, and that's that. Yes, but everything looks nice. I like this Navara badge over here, the Navara badge at the back. Just gives it that, you know, you're driving a Navara. Thanks, Nissan Tiger Valley. But let's have a look at the back quickly. We're going to jump into the back seat and have a look at what's happening here at the back. Nothing really fancy on the doors. I mean, it is a Bakkie. You're just going to take this out off-road, and even for long distance driving, you can see the space in here. You'll guys see the space just now when I jump in, but it's nothing really spectacular. There's nothing really much you can do, but it's got everything that you need. So on the door, let's start over here. Soft touch over here. I've got this lacquer chrome handle. This actually feels quite nice and it's solid. Everything feels solid, but it's hard plastic over here. So it reminds me a lot of, that was a GT3 RS. Reminds me a lot of the Hilux with the plastic bits. You see, plastic bits, not like the Ranger where you've got the soft touches everywhere, but you get soft touch where it is needed. I like these. Such a bobbly feeling to it, but it looks very nice. I don't know, it's plain, but it looks great. Let's jump in. Let's jump in here, guys. I love the fact that there's an oh my gosh handle here, so you can add that bar at the bottom just to make it easier to jump in. I hope no one steals my phone over there, because that won't be great. There's a lot of people walking around. Sure, but you sit up high at the back here. Like, it feels like I'm sitting up very, very high. Like these guys here in front, they seem like they're sitting down there. So yes, immediately you feel quite up high, and you feel like you're gonna go off-road. And there's a lot of places to actually hold on to. So you can hold on to here, hold on to here. You don't have to feel scared when you're actually going in this Bakkie. I mean, you can hold on anywhere, and this seat also feels nice and solid. So if this guy is going too rough on the course, you can actually just hold on to his seat and hold on over here or here and just pray for your life. But the seats feel nice. These are leather seats, so the leather seat is a standard on the LE, so that's nice and plush. ISOFIX is also a standard on this vehicle. Let's see what happens if I pull this over here. There we go. Also cup holders and a nice soft center armrest, and you can see it's quality, guys. You can feel everything in here is quality. It's not going to break just because it's a plastic, if that makes sense. But this feels nice and soft. So just sitting over here, you can feel like you're going to enjoy it on a long distance drive. If you go into the coast from Mpumalanga, for instance, or you have to drive to Cape Town, you can feel it's actually very spacious and just a nice comfortable place to be seated in. The seat looks very thin. I don't know if I can pull it forward, but the seat is very thin actually, but you don't feel it or notice it when you're sitting here. It's firm, but it's not the firmest I've ever been on. I mean, even over here, it's nice and soft. You get a USB port over here to keep your phone charged. There's a little cubby here that I don't know what that is for. And then of course your air vents and some extra storage space over here for a book or a tablet or your phone. Other than that, not really much extra. You can open up this window over here. and that's about it. Let's jump into the front and let's show you what happens where the magic happens. Let's jump into the front. So same with your driver door or the door here in front, nothing really spectacular. Also hard plastic over here, soft plastic over here, but I mean guys, it is rugged, so if you drive into water or mud or anything like that, this is not going to get damaged. And that's what I like about the plastics. I mean, yeah, it's not the best looking, but you have to remember it's a Bakkie. This car is built, or this Bakkie is built to be a Bakkie and nothing else. There's your windy windies over there, so auto windy windies. I'm not sure if everyone is auto. I think it's just the driver's side that is auto. And then of course you also get your electric seats over here, so you can see it moves electrically. And then your lumbar support, so check if I press that button, can you guys see it popping out? Yeah, so you get your lumbar support as well. And let's jump in and see what happens. I like the seat over here, it looks flippin' funky. Just excuse my coke there guys. But let's jump in, let's see what happens inside. Oh, one thing I've noticed, every time I jump in, this bloody carpet moves around the whole time. So, sitting inside, I'm just going to open the door again. Here you get your PDC, your park distance control, because it's got PDC front and rear, traction control off and on. Here is just for your light settings and your trip reset. Ooh, that's where I do that. Anyway, average fuel consumption, they say, is about 8.1 liters per 100 kilometers for the 4x2 at the end of the day. You can see there it's actually changing. Let's quickly start it up, get the aircon running. Oh, I love it when the Bakkie starts up. Look at that, Nissan. I think this one is currently sitting at about 12.3 liters per 100 kilometers, and I'm not sure if this is over a 8,200 kilometer range, but this is currently what we're sitting at, is 12.3, so not far off what they say on paper. So over here on your steering wheel, it looks nice. It's a beautiful steering wheel. It's a leather steering wheel, and you get your just your basic buttons guys, cruise control on this side, and just your functionality to press the buttons over here to change your driving information on that side, so like your Bluetooth audio. It even has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Let's go, let me show you here. I want to see its audio, so menu, audio, settings. Let's go to settings. I saw it here somewhere. Apps, there we go, there's your apps, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Let's have a look at the camera quickly guys. So if I go into camera, you see it's not the clearest. I mean, you can see whatever you need to see. I want to see what happens if I turn. Yeah, if I turn the steering wheel, it does actually also show me where the vehicle will be parked, but it's not the clearest. I mean, there's my tripod over there, but at least you can see whatever you need to see. It's not a 1080p, it's more like a 480p, but I mean, you can't complain about that. A rear view cam is a rear view cam, and it helps a lot. Let's just get out of this beeping section over here. So one thing I also do like is the fact that it has the lane change assist as well. So you can see here it's got your blind spot monitoring, the forward collision, rear collision as well, warning, and then your lane departure. And it's got all the, you can see the beeps or the little speakers there. That means the beeps are on. This is the four-wheel drive. So here's your diff lock, two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, and your low, four-wheel drive low, four-wheel drive high, four-wheel drive high, and your two-wheel drive. Hill descent control. Here is a little socket over here, so you can put your charger like that if you want to have extra USBs, for instance, or a little fridge or whatever. And then of course you get your USB charger over there. In here you also get a USB charger and a USB-C and another charging socket over there. So quite a few charging sockets, like a cup holders, space for more buttons that I currently do not have over here. I love the general look and feel of the vehicle, like of the interior. It feels very Nissan-y. Like, this looks like a Nissan. You're not going to mistake it for anything else. It looks like a Nissan. So yes, you still get your hard plastics over here. Everything is hard plastics, but I mean guys, it's solid. It's a bloody solid Bakkie. 7-speed automatic gearbox. We will go more through that when we are driving the vehicle. Aircon setting, so it's dual climate control, so I can have my own setting over here and my passenger can have their own setting over there. Yeah, so not really very fancy. It has everything that you need to have. I mean, there's nothing more than this. This is the spec that I would have, most definitely guys. And I love the I love the fact that it's hard plastics. It doesn't feel like a cheap plastic or anything like that. It's a hard plastic, and you know, it's not gonna get ruined when you drive the vehicle through the plaas or whatever the case, or through the farm. I mean, this is built for that, so you're not going to be scared of scratching anything, or you know, having a bit of mud on your nice plush leather, if that even makes sense. At the top over here, it's just your basic stuff, so just a little LED light over there. And one thing every car should always have is a sunglass holder. So I don't know why mine is not in there, but there you go, a lacquer sunglass holder. So yeah guys, and then so what happens over here, I like this is like a felt carpet, and over here, open it up, there you get a little light, and obviously your mirror, and everything feels solid guys. It's such, this is proper Nissan. Yo, my Nissan Sentra had this exact one back in the day. This exact one, since the 90s, they still use the same. Just want to quickly show you the space while I'm sitting in here guys. So one thing I've noticed, this is the lowest the seat can go, so it can't go any lower than this. This is the lowest, so to me it's a little bit up high still. I like sitting down lower a little bit, but I mean this is fine. If I pull my steering wheel up a little bit, yeah, this is actually a very nice driving position, and with the lumbar supports and everything, it kind of feels nice. Like, I'm not gonna say it's an uncomfortable seat. I mean, it feels Bakkie-ish, so I feel like I'm sitting on top of it, not feeling like I'm sitting inside of the Bakkie. But this is perfectly fine for me. I mean, I like this. There's no oh my gosh handle for the driver, so the driver needs to hold on to his steering wheel or just grab onto your passenger when something bad happens. But I think space-wise, you can see there's a lot of space. Even though this is the lowest setting, I'm not sure how high it can go. So if I'm about like almost 2 meters tall, I might have a little bit of an issue over here, because this is the lowest the seat actually goes. So let's take this baby out for a drive and actually experience what it feels like out there on the road. Unfortunately no gravel driving, but just to feel it on the road and see what it's all about. Driving the Nissan Navara, the 2.5 DDTi. Now guys, I'm gonna be honest, driving it feels so lacquer sitting up high in the Bakkie. Like, I love the feeling of a Bakkie. I don't know, it just feels, I feel like a boss when I sit inside a Bakkie, when I'm driving a Bakkie. It feels lacquer, let's be honest about it. I mean, you sit up high, you can see everything around you. It's just a nice feeling. You feel like the boss on the road, and especially seeing this bonnet in front of me, it feels like I can just, I don't know, I don't have to drive on the road. I can literally just take this car off-road, especially with these tires on this Bakkie. It just feels like I can literally just, there's a pavement there, who cares, baba, you know, just go over the pavement. But you can feel it is a Bakkie. It's very stiff on the road, so you can feel like it's very bouncy at the end of the day. You feel like you're bouncing around a little bit, but because that is a Bakkie, I mean, it's got it's a loose but also stiffer suspension, so I think the suspension tries to accommodate for road driving and also being able to do off-road if you want to. This is also the four-wheel drive, like I said. You can imagine that it feels a bit bumpier because it's more built for off-road driving or for off-road capabilities. But in any case, it feels lacquer. I mean, like I say, there's a little bit of bumpiness, but that's not the end of the world. I like it because you feel alive. You're feeling like you feel like you're actually driving the Bakkie. Yo, and this 140 kilowatts and 450 newton meters of torque, you can actually feel that it's got a bit of punch, eh? And the gear changes are very nice and smooth. It's not it's not that gear, it's not those kind of gear changes. It's subtle, but it's also kind of direct. It feels like it just works with this Bakkie. I mean, Nissan has been doing this for many years, and you can feel with the engine delivery and with the power delivery and with the gearbox, you can feel they just sync, you know, like they just work together. One thing I have noticed, we'll just go for a quick tour around the houses and all of that, but you can feel like, I don't know if it's these bigger wheels, I mean, I don't know if it's that, but you have to turn. If you want to turn, you have to turn. It's not like driving a smaller vehicle where you turn a little bit and the car actually takes the corner. With this, even going around a little bend, I physically have to turn the steering wheel, like turn it. I don't think it's like the Beamers, for instance, where it determines the speed that you're driving and the amount of effort you have to put into the steering wheel to take a corner at the end of the day. This one is just, it's either on or off, you know, you turn, this is the way you turn. So you have to turn to actually go into a corner. I don't know if it's the bigger wheels that make a big difference like this. I can't imagine. I think it's maybe just because, I mean, it is a Bakkie at the end of the day. Yo, this is such a big car. I'm not used to driving big Bakkies like this, so squeezing through cars is kind of a mission. But yo, the power delivery is insane. Let's just see the turbo lag quickly. So if I'm driving very slow, it's a little bit, but then it kicks in. I mean, it's not that bad. I'll tell you guys now exactly at what revs it actually picks up. But it's a lacquer drive, guys. Taking the bumps, you can feel it is solid. It's a solid Bakkie. So let's quickly see. Just after 2000 revs, the turbo kicks in, then there's no turbo lag. So that is quite nice, I have to say. So going over the bumps, you see it's very solid, guys. I'm gonna be honest, I drove the Hilux before, so that it feels a lot like the Hilux. It feels a lot like the Hilux feeling, so the buckiness of it. Whereas with the Ford Ranger, for instance, that's more of a soft Bakkie. So that feels more like it's built for the road and you can take it off-road if you wanted to. This feels, to me, it's my personal opinion, it feels like it's an off-road Bakkie that you can also drive on the road. So I don't know if that will help you out a bit to differentiate the way it actually drives. So I just want to get the aircon on a little bit, guys, because it is kind of warm in here. Oh, that's like the aircon blows cold immediately. See, I'm driving on a bumpy road now, and it handles it properly, hey? Like, it's not too bad. Like, it's not like I'm gonna get car sick, to be honest with you. It's just you can feel it's a bumpy ride, but it's not as bumpy as I would have thought. It's not like the older Bakkies. And you guys remember the days when the Navara was also a Mercedes Bakkie, so you can imagine that these guys, they just know what they do. I mean, they just know what they do. And I just drove past a Ford Ranger now, and it's a striking Bakkie, the Ranger. It looks very nice, but the drive of the Bakkie, if you're gonna drive every single day with your Bakkie on the road, you're never going to take it off-road, I would definitely go for something like that, because it's definitely a smoother drive. But with this, like I say, it feels like a proper Bakkie. Let's go. Yesterday, I mean, that's like 100 like that. I mean, yo, it's actually not bad at all. Like, I personally love this feel of a Bakkie. You see, guys, I have to turn to make this 90-degree turn. Let's see if I can take this gap quickly here. So let's give it some beans. I hope you guys can hear the gear changes. It's very subtle. I don't think there's a sport mode. There's just the manual mode. Okay, it doesn't want me to gear down, up. Yeah, so I don't think there's a sport mode. I haven't really played around with it. There's two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive high, four-wheel drive low, USB. Yeah, so I don't think there's a physical sport mode or actual driving mode. But I mean, this is like you get in, you start, you go. That's the way it should be. Just get in, everything works the way it should work. Just jump in and go, and have a few settings like your four-wheel drive and all of that. But let me see if I press settings on the screen. Yeah, I don't see any driving modes, more settings. It's just my keyboard. That's basically it, guys. There's nothing really on this car. Apps and Android, Apple. So Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, it does have that. That is pretty cool. So yeah, the drive actually really impressed me. I mean, like I say, guys, it feels like a Bakkie, and that's what I like about this. Like, I feel like I'm the boss on the road. These tires are a bit these tires do have a bit of road noise, so when you're driving at a certain speed, I would say at about 80 kilometers an hour, then you hear that. Listen. But it's not something that I'm going to complain about at the end of the day. It really is not something I'm going to complain about too much. It's worth it. Like, it's driving here at the coast with this Bakkie, it feels like I belong. I mean, with these bigger wheels as well, it is an extra cost. I mean, like we say, it's just over 40,000 Rand. I saw one today that's actually just under 40,000 Rand, but then it's for the bigger wheels and the tires, and it's all and it's all 5 wheels. So it's pricey, but it's not that bad. It's kind of worth it. I mean, if you maybe get something with a little bit less road noise for everyday driving, I mean, I won't complain about that. Even with this, I would definitely do this. It might hinder your ride a little bit, but guys, if you get used to this, I mean, what you gonna complain about at the end of the day? You can feel that the tires, they do hinder a bit of the driving, because as soon as I turn, it kind of sticks it in that direction. But like, it sticks it in that direction, it doesn't immediately bring back the steering wheel like it's supposed to. Let's quickly see if I can drive it in 4-wheel drive mode. Let's feel what it feels like. So I'm in 4-wheel drive now. So standard, it works on the rear wheel drive. Standard, it works on the rear wheels, on the 2-wheel drive. Otherwise, in 4-wheel motion, you work on all 4 wheels. Well, it feels exactly the same. Doesn't feel heavy or anything. Let me just feel the steering. Yeah, it feels exactly the same. It doesn't feel any different at all. The only thing that you need to get used to is the fact that it's such a big car. I mean, it's a Bakkie, and with these bigger wheels, you do feel like this Navara is quite wide as well. So you do feel like you're sitting in a big car. So when you're driving around in a small place like this, I mean, there's cars and people and just a one lane, it kind of, you feel the presence. You feel like you're driving, like, and everyone is looking at you. Like, you feel you have to make way for everything. That's the only thing that you have to get used to with this Bakkie. But sitting up high with all the visibility, it actually makes it quite nice and easy to drive around here. See, this is a smaller space. Here's some pavement. Still a very smooth drive even on the pavement. I would actually like to take this off-road, to be dead honest with you. That would actually be fantastic. That's tall. Oh, there's no gravel around here. I wanted to drive on the gravel and give it a bit of a spin to feel what it feels like. So in 4-wheel drive, even putting the power down in a corner, yeah man, it feels lekker. Like, there's nothing to complain about. I just love the feel of the Bakkie. Feels good, guys. I can't complain about anything. Let's go back to rear wheel drive, let the front wheels do what they're supposed to do, and that's turning. So there we go. And everything here is easy to play with. All you have on your steering wheel is your cruise control, your volume up and down, and that's it. And obviously the functionality to change everything in your instrument cluster, so that you can have your average fuel consumption, let's see, information, so trip, Bluetooth audio, so if you have any music, your lane departure warnings, blind spots and all of that, and then your driver assistance, so you can switch off and on from here. They aren't too intrusive, so they don't really, it's on, but I just want to see quickly. But they just beep at you. So as soon as you drive over a certain speed and you get closer to the lane, it will beep at you. It will beep at you. It will tell you, listen, you're at the lane, but it goes like beep, 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 beep. So that's the only nuisance it has, but it doesn't pull you back the whole time, or, you know, like hinders you while you're driving. It doesn't pull you back. It just beeps at you and tells you, hey, there's a car. Hey, you're driving close to the lane. So I like that. If all the cars, I know the autonomous driving is a must-have. I'm not sure if the Pro does that, because the Pro has 360 cams and all of that as well. This is the LE, so it doesn't have all the functionality. But I like, this is what I would spec it as. I like this. You just get the basics, so it tells you there's a warning and a little light there. So you don't have to like drive and then, oh yeah, it's actually pulling me to the side. I don't like that much. I always switch that off, but I like the fact that it warns you. It helps quite a lot. It helps you in a lot of sticky situations. Guys, if you have a Navara or even the previous generation, let me know what you think about it. I've driven the previous generation as well. This one definitely feels more refined, very much the same sort of drive, a little bit more firmer, so it feels more like it suits on the road as well compared to the previous generation. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about the new Navara, and if you ever had the chance to drive it, give me some comments. Let me know what you think and what you're feeling about this Navara. Let me take this cap here quickly, guys. So that's it. That's my feeling. Let me show you guys the power quickly. So I'm going to put my foot down. Let's go back. Anyway, I'm going to put my foot down and then have a look at this quickly. See, it picks up speed quite quickly. Like, it doesn't hesitate. It just picks up speed and goes. So it's more than enough power. It's a very, very comfortable drive. I don't know, guys, I have nothing bad to say about the drive. Like, for me, this is just perfect as a Bakkie. Like, I think the Navara is very, very underrated. Like, people should really know more about this Bakkie. It's really such a nice drive. Like, really, guys, go out and test drive the Navara and you will feel for yourself. Power wise, it is fantastic. I mean, if you compare it to a 2.4 GD6, it's got 30 kilowatts more and 50 newtons more. So, and I mean, it's got more kilowatts than your 2-liter diesel in the Ford Ranger for the same price. So really, go take this for a drive, and what you get is really fantastic in this car. So there we go, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video of the beautiful Nissan Navara 2.5 DDTi LE Plus. So guys, let me know what you think about the Nissan Navara and what would you choose, the Nissan, the Toyota and the Ford Ranger. Let's have a discussion about this. And remember to like, subscribe and share, guys, and hit that notification bell for more uploads. Guys, thank you very much for all the support. Please keep on watching for new reviews coming, and 2025 is going to be the big year, so please subscribe, guys. Have a lekker festive season. Peace.